Hello and welcome to the Smithsonian National Museum of American History. Today we will be looking at the life of John Lewis, the man who was at the forefront of the civil rights movement. John Lewis was a historical figure and later even became a congressman. But to understand who John Lewis really is, let's go back to the 1940s. John Lewis was born in 1940 and was raised on a farm near Troy, Alabama. Although Lewis's parents encouraged him to challenge segregation, they didn't allow him to attempt to desegregate Troy State College, now known as Troy University. Because of this, Lewis went to the American Baptist Theological Institute in Fisk University while majoring in religion and philosophy. In 1963, he joined the civil rights movement and became a very active member, eventually becoming one of the 6 leaders of the movement. He participated in many sit-ins, freedom rides, marches, and even spoke at the March of Washington. John Lewis's journey of activism started when he began to protest in lunch counter sit-ins in 1960. During a sit-in, several protesters would quietly sit at a lunch counter waiting to be served, but because they weren't allowed to, they would be taking up space that an actual customer could be sitting at. Because of this, others would push, pull, throw things at, grind out cigarettes on, pour ketchup on, and arrest the protesters. After getting arrested from his first sit-in, Lewis admits that he felt scared. This experience helped him understand the injustice that he was fighting for, the consequences of protesting, and it also shaped his views of nonviolent protest. He said in a later interview that, "We were committed to the way of peace, the way of nonviolence, the way of love, the way of life as the way of living." After Lewis joined the civil rights movement, he organized and was present at many marches and freedom rides. Lewis was known for organizing many marches from Selma to Montgomery, and being one of the original freedom riders. He was even present at the most well-known march from Selma to Montgomery, the event now known as Bloody Sunday. Protesters were gassed with tear gas, overrun by dogs and horses, and attacked by whips and clubs. Lewis was even one of the 50 unfortunate marchers that was hospitalized. From very early on in the civil rights movement, John Lewis established himself as a great speaker. He spoke at many important events, like the March of Washington. This speech was focused on the struggle of millions of African Americans throughout the U.S. for employment, dignity, and freedom. In this speech, he used his personal experience to address the injustices and frustrations of a black farmer growing up in the South. Lewis expressed, "We march today for jobs and freedom, but we have nothing to be proud for. For hundreds and thousands of our brothers are not here, for they are receiving starvation wages, or no wages at all." John Lewis was inspired by the powerful actions of Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King Jr. As a teenager, Lewis was inspired by these 2 important historical figures to have the desire to desegregate Troy University. Even when Lewis became a member of the civil rights movement, King helped him become the nonviolent protester he was. He also became really close to King, and after King's death, Lewis felt like he lost a part of himself. Lewis was an important part of the civil rights movement, and around a year after he joined, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was passed, which outlawed segregation in schools, restaurants, businesses, transportation, public accommodations, and so much more. Lewis even became one of the U.S. representatives of Georgia and fought for social justice and voting rights until his death in 2020. Lewis's work continues to inspire youth to help make the world a better place for everyone. As you continue to explore the museum today, keep in mind the sacrifices that John Lewis made and how you can help the world. I hope you enjoyed the rest of your visit at the Smithsonian National Museum of American History. Thank you for watching.